Sunday. The Blue Sunday is celebrated on the last Sunday of the month for child abuse prevention. When each of you came in today, you received a sticker that's a little blue ribbon, and that is to honor Child Abuse Prevention Month. And one of the things you also got was this little blue insert inside your bulletin today. And it talks to you about Blue Sunday. And the one thing that it asks you to do on Blue Sunday that's not done anywhere else is to pray for the children. Because most of the programs that I've done around the city that I've attended and so forth, it's very rare that any are opened or closed with a prayer, because you're part of the secular world. The church has asked that we join them. And all I had to do was register our church to say that we would be one of, I think, 8 million people or churches that would do this. So I want you to see the prayer on the left-hand side and to please pray that prayer today for our children. I believe our pastor is going to pray that prayer for us too today. So I also wanted you to look on the back. Before we do that, let me share the poem with you, because it looks like some of you do not have the bulletin. It says, "Pebble in my shoe. I have a pebble in my shoe. I don't know why it's there. Every step I take, it hurts. It's more than I can bear. It came the day my parents left. I've had it for so long. I must be bad to have such luck. I wish I could be strong. I wonder if my family knows I'm crippled and in pain. I've heard that they're not coming back. I guess I am to blame. I looked for help to heal my pain that holds me back each day. Many work to keep me safe, but still the pebbles stay. Then one day I prayed to God, are you real and true? Can you send someone to help? I think he sent you." So let's remember our children who have been abused or neglected. And let's also pray for prevention so that this happens to none of our children, because they're usually abused and neglected by parents or grandparents and aunts or uncles. Michael, would you like to come up and talk about Project Soar?
Before he does that, we want to be led in prayer, the Blue Sunday prayer. Please bow your heads in prayer as I read this prayer. You can read along with me. Lord, thank you for our children. For them we kneel and pray. Help us teach them of your kindness, of your mercy, and your way. Help us show them of your love, your strength and safety too. Help us show them who you are. Help us treat them like you do. Amen. So are we done?
Thousand hoes for getting an opportunity to come and speak real briefly here about an exciting project that several of us, including Pastor Jackson, if you'd stand to me, please. I'm going to introduce them and then just tell you really briefly what our organization is about and what we represent. And I'd like to start with something that was shared to me with Eugene Folsom. Really set the tone for a lot of things that we do in terms of biblical sense. Native Americans owning that way of life in their practices day to day, the same way that the Bible principles were introduced to our ancestors at one time. And so Mr. Dewey here is our co-chair. Pauline Longfox is our spiritual elder. Jean is another one of our spiritual elders. Rick is a part of our board member. And then Pastor Jackson here is another one of our board members, and he's also one of our spiritual leaders, because we believe in being led by prayer. And so I'd just like to start by saying, Day on day, Key on day, Docky, Aho, Docky, and Docky, created your way, it's good. And so grant us the strength as we wake up every day, not to criticize our neighbors until we walk the mile in our moccasins. And when we originally started talking about this organization here, this initiative for the youth, pretty much we come from multiple backgrounds, and well, there was a few things like Miss Little Al had shared with us about her son. We do 12 to 18, but we do youth and young adults. And so we know there's a purpose, and we know there's a purpose for us to get out and testify and to touch and to launch programs, for example, like the drum troop for Native youth, so that when other programs come up, we can put the youth out in front. I mean, because we've all had our opportunities in life to go before the youngsters, so we like to just part our wisdom with them and have them now lead that initiative. So if they should be called. The other is getting together with activities, camping activities. We've got other things coming up. We're going to be addressing drug, alcohol, and bullying, so those addictions. So we're going to get pretty knee deep in it, and we're not going to be afraid. And every day we wake up, something just is revealing itself to us. So the mission statement for Soar Beyond Youth Mentor Organization is to launch and develop safe, effective, sustainable mentoring programs in both church and community. And so one of the things that I've realized is that it's, on one hand you have the youth and the young adults, but on the other hand you have the parents. And it's the parents that I'm seeing more as we get involved, that really that's the participation that we need to have, because then the youngsters do follow suit. And our vision statement is this. It's investing in the future generations by empowering our youth to thrive and impact the next generation to follow. Soar Beyond Youth Mentor Organization will not shy away from cultural sensitive topics. We do embrace faith-based principles. And so the concept for Soar Beyond, when I first talked with Pastor Jackson on it, the beginning stages, was like a farmer. We think we'll go down to tomorrow and we get our produce and it's readily on our table. But think of the steps involved. You know, when the farmer first goes out, he must till the land. He must look after his land. He must take his crop down and start all over again. And in the process of doing that, he must till his land. He then must go out and plant his seed. He must water his seed. He must look after his crop so that the birds don't come and eat it. And then, when it's time to reap, he goes out, pulls his harvest, and it's not over there. He must then bundle his produce or his garden and take it down to market, and hopefully will sell that the product that he is so hard worked. Men and women work so hard for, to grow that crop. So that's the same principle as a Soar Beyond is to, it's one thing to say, okay, we can make change. It's another thing to really get active with it. And so I do thank the church. I do consider each and every one of you my family, and I am very honored to come in every Sunday and see your smiling faces and share with you each and every one of you. So if we may just get a round of applause, because these people really put in a lot of effort. So anyway, thank you for your time.
Amen.
Amen.